believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe this will bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Hey everybody, it's TNT and welcome back to Dynamite Designs. For this video, I'm going to be pushing myself to do something that I'm not normally very comfortable with, and that is oil painting. But we're not just going to do any oil painting. No. We are going to be doing oil painting following the styles of the amazing Bob Ross. So my mom's birthday is coming up, and throughout the year she fell in love with this absolutely beautiful photo that my aunt took and posted on her Facebook. Unfortunately, I don't remember which aunt it was, so please don't be mad at me for not crediting you. I just didn't want to go through every single one of your Facebooks to try to find it. Please don't be mad at me. But anyway, she absolutely loves this photo, so I thought a great birthday present would be trying to turn it into an oil painting that she can then hang up in her house. Now, I am not a really big painter. When I do, I generally work with watercolors, which are very different than oil paintings. However, as Bob Ross says, if you believe you can do it, you can do it. So we're gonna try that. I've only ever done one oil painting before, and it was actually following a Bob Ross tutorial. So this was a date night between Rick and myself. We decided to watch a Bob Ross tutorial and try to paint along, and so I painted this. It turned out a lot better than I expected. However, a lot of it I feel is just due to sheer beginner's luck. So I'm hoping that I can, you know, harness a little bit more of that and turn it into a really beautiful painting that is not necessarily following instructions and just trying to do it from my head and following a picture. So here's hoping that we can do that.
Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. We start out by believing here.
So looking at the picture, there's definitely going to be some browns, some reds, oranges, a lot of green. So I'm going to get all of my oil paints transferred out. Don't yell at me. I don't have a palette because I don't normally work with oil paints. So when we did it before, we just used paper plates. If I keep this up and it goes well, I will definitely invest in a palette, but for now, let's get all the paint transferred onto one of these. So one of the mistakes that I know I did with the first painting was I used acrylic gesso instead of liquid white, and so the paint didn't quite want to blend really well together on the canvas. So I fixed that mistake, and this time I actually invested in Bob Ross liquid white just because I did not have enough white paint to mix up my own. So I'm just going to start by putting a layer of this all over the entire canvas. I'm going to try to start out with the sky, and I'm going to mix a little bit of blue. It's a pretty light blue, so I'm going to try to mix blue with some white and fade it down as I go. Talking about using a fan brush for clouds, so I'm going to try to do that next.
Things weren't going quite the way I wanted it to, and this was the point where I started getting extremely frustrated.
Well, that didn't work. So now we are going to look up and see how he did clouds, because this is not a great start.
It's a very firm paint, and use just the corner of the brush and just make a little circle.
Okay, I think my canvas is too wet, but he used a lot of paint, so we're gonna try adding more paint on and seeing if that does anything. Okay, Okay, so he used a lot of white in just the corner of the brush. It's just looking muddy and I already am unhappy. Clouds, or I'm going to turn everything super muddy. So I guess the next step is I'm going to try doing the background trees. I'm going to mix up some brown and some green and hopefully just zhuzh some greenery and foliage in there.
The zhuzhing was not successful. I got so angry I had to step away, but the bright side is it only goes up from here.
So I took a break because things are not going the way I wanted them to. I got very frustrated and everything is too wet. And I looked it up and apparently you're supposed to let your canvas dry for a half hour after you apply the liquid white. I did not do that and oil painters everywhere are now laughing at me. So thankfully I have one more canvas. So I'm going to get that one prepped, let it dry, and then we'll try it one more time. Okay, so it has now been a half hour since I put the liquid white on. It looks much drier, so here's hoping I can actually get the paint to do what I want now. So I remixed my blue and we're gonna go back to doing the sky. Okay, I can already tell that this is so much better. now the last layers are going to be all of the trees and the grass in here, and that's going to be closest, so almost done. And with that, I am done. There are definitely things I like and I dislike about the painting. Something I feel like I could improve on is definitely the grass down at the bottom. I feel like I just kept trying to fix it because I didn't like the way it looked and just started looking muddy and mucky, so I just kind of had to stop and leave it be and say that's the way it's going to be. One thing I am really proud of though is the big tree. I feel like the trunk just barely showing through looks really great, and I'm really happy with how the yellow leaves turned out. I definitely need more practice on actually working with the palette knife, but I overall think it turned out okay, especially for the second time ever working with oil painting. So it was definitely a learning experience. It's just like Bob Ross said, it's your own world, you're the creator. I created this world, and hopefully you guys like it, and hopefully my mom will like it too. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other ideas for videos or projects you'd love to see me do. Thank you again for sticking around, and see you in the next video. Bye.